Alright, give me just a second. I am texting my mother.
Can you tell your mom hi for me?
Yeah, sure.
But like, give it sweet emojis, but like quotation marks. That way she doesn't think it's you.
Okay. What emojis do you want?
Like a kissy.
Kitsy?
He's being sweet. It can't be my son.
This is Waiting for Seconds, the interview podcast where we meet people, ask them who they are, and why they are. I'm Malcolm Alkelt, and I'm here with Shannon Miller. Today we'll be talking to
Hello.
Nigel.
Hello.
Nigel. How's it going, Nigel?
I'm all right. It's a bit late today,
Yeah.
but I'll be around.
Oh, yeah. Would you go ahead and introduce yourself to our people at home?
My name is Nigel. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been born and raised in Amsterdam, and for work, I mostly plan flights and trucks over at Schiphol Airport.
Hell yeah. I always love to hear from somebody who's just like me, born and raised one place. Nice and simple.
I travel a
Never
lot.
need to go
I
around.
travel a lot around though. Still.
Yeah, well, there's our differences then.
We're not the same person.
We're not the same person. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Nigel, we met back in 2019, right?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
4 years ago in playing
That's
a
crazy.
tabletop game. We played some, I think it was Vampire the Masquerade. I'm not sure what game it was, though.
I still think it was the first game we tried of it. Well,
I think you're
we,
right.
we tried after the train wreck, which you were not a part of. But you've heard about,
Yeah.
I assume.
Oh, I've heard a lot about. Yeah, but that fits the timeline for sure. And then, I mean, Shannon, we played, no, that probably wasn't the first time you two met.
Generally, that's how I got to know Nigel, was through
The Cyberpunk game?
the Cyberpunk game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was like a vampire game in between where I had spoken to Shannon a bit, but not like extensively.
No,
So-
I
That
think
makes sense.
Yeah, but the first time that we were actually in the same party and shit was during the Cyberpunk one.
Uh-huh.
that was so dope. We didn't get to hang out a whole lot because you were busy.
I mean,
Busy
we're
boy.
at quite a bit of different time zones as well.
Uh-huh.
Nah, that can't be it. That can't be it.
Oh, it's
Nah, I can't
eight
do it.
8 hour
It's
difference.
not that we're 8-hour difference or anything. That's got to be unrelated.
Is it really 8 hours? Jesus.
I
It
mean,
might
yeah,
be more for you.
Or like 9 hours?
Well,
'Cause what is it? It's 10 over there?
it's
what time zone are
10:30
you in?
now.
So I'm in PST, so it's 1:28 right now, so
Yeah, 9-hour difference.
that's crazy.
That's
Do you
for
have any-
different continents too, man.
Do you have any animals, Nigel?
We have a Rottweiler for it's about 3 to 4 years now.
Wow.
That's crazy. I love Rottweilers.
He's a big, friendly dumbass. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds about right.
They have the bite force, like, I think it's like 1,000-pound bite force, but man, are they beautiful dogs.
Man, are they big and stupid.
They have incredible
Do you have a
bite
Rott-
force, yeah, but they tend to be very friendly unless you just
Mhm.
train them horrendously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I call him stupid is because he literally eats everything.
Hey, I have one of those too.
He eats dirt and rocks if I walk in.
That's why my brother calls me stupid.
You
Because
also
you
eat
eat
dirt and
rocks?
rocks?
Yeah.
Then he's right.
I eat rocks.
Like
Oh.
salt or like ground rocks?
I
Why don't
suppose
you-
salt counts as
Why
a
don't you
rock. Yeah.
guys come over here and find out?
All right, I guess I will then.
Alright.
I've been to the US before.
Well, okay. You said he's your guys' dog. You have
Yeah.
roommates or?
I have 3 other people living in the house here.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so 2 are friends that I met online, and
Mhm.
one is my older brother. The dog
Oh,
is technically from my twin brother and my older brother, but yeah, I'm helping. I'm also taking care of him,
okay.
having to walk him and everything. So yeah, I guess it also kind of counts as my dog.
He's your dog then,
Dog
at least in
schmog.
part.
Yeah.
Very much so. But yeah, no, I have the 2 friends that live with me here. One of them I met in 2012. He used to live in Sweden, and met him through playing League.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. And you don't hate each other?
No.
Were you enemies in League or were you just teammates?
Teammates. We're in the same lane, actually. Duo
Oh,
queuing.
yeah.
Lane sharers.
Yeah, I stole quite a few pentas from him.
Yeah, honestly, as you should as a thrash.
Is that your main?
Yes. I main either support or mid lane. Well, used to. I don't really play Summer's Rift anymore.
Yeah, that's
That's
best.
everybody I know typically just plays ARAM.
Yeah, that's kind of the acceptable game mode nowadays.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'd love to jump right into it, Nigel. So this is kind of a strange question. I don't know that we've asked it very often because it asks you to do a fair bit of effort on your end. But I'd love to ask you, what is just generally the simplest way to describe your worldview?
The simplest way I would describe my worldview would be very, yeah, no, name makes sense, but logically, I suppose. I I overanalyze a lot.
Okay.
And so when there's a situation, whether I just try to spend as much time thinking about it first, and then just looking at different angles about it, which is
Mhm.
also usually why I'm a bit more silent in busy conversations, or just calm in responses. I've already looked over most things when I'm actually dealing with situations.
Hmm.
But yeah, it also kind of makes sure that there are other things in terms of worldview that get a bit more difficult to understand, I suppose, which is mostly people.
Oh yeah.
Pe- People don't make sense. If you
I
try
mean,
to
that's true.
actually analyze people, it makes no fucking sense.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
So you just work with a simple logic, try to examine everything, think about it all very reasonably and all that.
Yeah, because there's multiple ways of always looking at everything, and people have their own vision still about the situations. But I just kind of look about how things affect me, or how I'm supposed to be able to deal with stuff.
Hmm.
That's in the end, that's the control you have is how you deal with stuff yourself, not for other people. But yeah, that's the way I look at it.
Huh.
And how has that worked out for you?
I'd say quite well. I don't. I have pretty much good control over my temper.
Hmm.
I have met a lot of people. I travel around a lot, visiting those friends, and well, again, I have 2 friends that I met through online and stuff, and living with me as well as close friends. So I'd say I'm doing quite well.
Hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Now, is this something that you had to learn to do, or has it always been kind of just in your brain to look at things logically?
Um, I guess it's probably a combination of both. Like, well, I always did analyze stuff, but whether I actually acted like it was not necessarily the case. Like when I was younger, I used to actually be very emotional, and that did not really work out for me. School time was a bit tough because of it. After that, I kind of adapted, I suppose. So it is something that I had to learn, but just more further developing a view I already had.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And that view, I imagine, was just born from being a generally logical, thoughtful person.
Yeah, I tend to. I'm a lot better with reasoning than I am with creativity, for example.
Yeah.
I have zero creative skills in terms of showing the creativity.
Does that ever present any issues in your life?
I mean, issues not so much. It's more a case of slight envy, I suppose. Not envy, but
Huh.
just just wanting to be able to,
Uh-huh.
like, for example, sing, draw, all of those kind of things. The idea of being able to do it is nice. It's just not where my skill set is at, or it's never been.
Never really been what you're amazing at, but it'd be nice to be able to do those kind of things.
Yeah, it would be nice not to have the sense of rhythm of a deadpan.
Yeah. What about in tabletops? To me, tabletops feel like a very creative endeavor, but I know you play a lot. And
I don't play that much anymore, honestly, but it is true a very good way of actually getting some creativity out, and
huh.
it has helped me developing it a bit more because it's a lot more in a lot of situation. It's a lot more improvising and trying to think out of the box due to certain the dice just saying no to your other ideas. So then you do have to try to be more creative with the stuff you have available or responses you have due to simple things not working out in your original plan. But yeah, tabletops are famous for never sticking to a plan in their record.
Being impossible to actually do what you expect.
Yeah, it's the dice can give or take, and it more often takes than gives in plans.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
How long have you been playing tabletops for?
I think that since around 2016 or 15. That's
Dang.
like when I first started it, and that was immediately like a 3-year campaign with Valramas, who you guys had earlier here, on his Skyrim game. That was a
Oh yeah.
Oh, so you're one of the OGs when it
yeah. I
came to his
was
parties.
yeah, I was there from beginning till the end of it, and I had switched between quite a few parties. Because people either just stop playing. Well, most of the time they stop playing, and then the reasons why in character that was they in story them not being there anymore differed, which kind of made my character be backstabbed a lot. Hmm. But yeah, that's 3 years is a long time. Sort of fact that people's plans or interests do not stay the same is understandable.
3 years is a long time. I know when we finally finished our campaign with my brother Austin, it was it felt like a little relieving because like that character's arc is just finally come to an end.
Yeah.
It's a satisfying feeling when you finish a long project, yes.
Yeah.
Feels
Though,
like you put in a lot of work and it's worth it in the end.
yeah, it's very time consuming while you're doing it, though.
Uh-huh.
But if you're having fun with it, it's not much of an issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. How's your guys' late Gamescom been going lately, anyways? Because I've been missing. I've been late on a lot of games now.
Yeah.
We're
So
behind.
the vampire games have been going pretty well,
Mm-hmm.
but nothing super interesting about them. I don't really
God,
like. There's nothing really interesting to you, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
Not
that's
that I
fair.
can think of, at least.
Oh, that's fair. I was just wondering because you guys have been playing still.
Uh huh. Well, actually, on the same kind of, I don't know, pseudo magical topic. Uh, if there was a ritual, big demon circle and whatnot, to summon you, how would it work? How many blood sacrifices?
Well, I suppose it would count as a blood sacrifice, but either ribs or a steak, like a good piece of meat,
Uh-huh.
a glass of whiskey, and then probably put down a challenge or something. Because like a good piece of meat and a whiskey, that's like the ideal meal.
Uh-huh.
That's chef's kiss. And then the challenge is just well, it's challenging my pride. That's my vice, so that's an easy way of attracting my attention, I suppose.
yeah,
Yeah.
but like, how cooked is the steak? Are you a medium rare, or are you just like a rare
Medium
guy?
rare at most. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm. Even with ribs.
No,
Ribs, you just cook them all the way through.
yeah, ribs you do
Yeah.
cook through.
Okay. Good. Good.
And if the meat doesn't fall off the bones, they ain't good ribs.
Uh-huh. You're
That ain't
doing
good
it wrong.
ribs. Yeah, you're doing it wrong.
It's
Put
quite
them on the
obvious.
smoker for like 8 hours and just
Oh.
let it
When you're
marinate.
getting ribs, the easy way to see whether it's decent quality or not before you buy it is if they've drenched it in sauce. That's an easy way to try to cover the quality of the meat. If it's drenched in sauce, more than likely it's not really a good rib.
If you have to put too much sauce on, like it feels like you're disguising the flavor.
Yeah.
That's probably not good.
Same scenario, which in my opinion, I don't like snails. And my mother, for example, she does like snails,
Mhm.
and her response when I tried it was, "Okay, just put more garlic on it." And then I said, "I'd rather put the garlic on a toast than if you put more garlic on it, you'll just have garlic."
I mean, sure, I could just drink the garlic butter, but like that's not the point.
I'd do that anyways.
Yeah, I do that
Garlic
anyway.
butter is good.
It is good.
Mhm. Oh.
But since we're talking about food, you've only been to America like once or twice, yes?
I've been to America, if you count both North and South America, 3 times in total. Once to Mexico, once to Denver, Colorado, and once to Canada.
When
How
did you
long
come
were
here to
you in?
Denver?
Yeah.
um, sorry, one more time with the question.
When do you? I live in Denver, so when did you come down to Denver?
um, that's been quite a few years ago, actually. I can
Okay.
check real quick. I'll
So
try.
probably before we knew each other then, if it was quite a few years ago.
That was 2021. No,
Oh.
2021 is when people were typing in there again. 2020.
2020. So I guess yeah, we knew each other at that point. We could have
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know you lived in Denver, and while
yeah,
we did know each other, we didn't really know each other well, I
we
suppose.
weren't close at that point in time. Yeah.
It's shortly after we met each other.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, no, I did visit. I'm sorry, but I do not like the the food in America. It was so bad. You
I've
guys have
heard that from a lot
so
of out of country people.
yeah. That's the amount of sugar you guys have in your food. It makes everything so sweet.
Yeah,
I
I've heard that basically exactly a number of times. And I just don't get it. Like,
It's what your taste buds have developed to while growing up.
uh-huh.
Because when you grow up eating all of that stuff, so your taste buds are used to it. You start developing it, and our food just isn't that sweet. So when we eat that, it's basically like we're just having a lot of candy.
That's crazy.
I actually lost weight when I was in the US because I ate so little.
Well, that's the wrong way around. You're supposed to get fatter here. Come on,
Yeah.
Nigel.
But I didn't like the food.
Well, I remember one night when you and I were having a conversation, you were saying the bread, like bread in America is like way too sweet.
Yes.
Not like a loaf of, sorry. Not like sourdough or something. It's like the sliced sandwich bread.
Yeah, no, I bought sliced bread in the grocery store.
Yeah.
I cooked an egg on the stove, and then I put the egg on the bread, and me expecting like an
Savory.
egg sandwich, which is like a bit salty and pepper and some chilies and stuff on it. I just take a bite and I just taste the sweet bread. I threw the bread away.
That's crazy. I've never thought of our bread as sweet.
I mean, I've had multiple Americans also tell me that I probably just grabbed a specific type of bread, but I don't know. There's just so much. There's so much in your Walmart. The shit.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
was
That does sound like white bread
that's
instead of like
possible.
an actual good grain bread.
It's possible. It's like 3 years ago. So I'm not really going to be remembering exactly what bread I grabbed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it's important to travel?
Important? Not necessarily. It depends where your ambitions lie or what you enjoy. Me personally, I really like traveling. I try to also because I meet a lot of people through online. I find it very fun to visit them as well. So
Sure.
it gives me also another reason to travel.
Yeah.
But I can fully understand why there are people that just have no interest in it because, yeah, flying, whether they have a fear of flying or they just do not want to deal with the travel time. Or some people that are just not wanting to leave their towns or villages. It depends. Yeah, it fully depends where your own, not ambitions. What is it? Where your joy lies.
Mm.
One of the major things I like with traveling is just trying out the food and drinks everywhere I visit. Just go talk with the locals, have fun with them. They also always know the good spots. So if you travel anywhere, just start talking with the locals.
That's true. You can't just like look up on Google Maps in a random city or country you're in and be like, good food. And then it's like the first place that pops up is like a McDonald's.
Oh,
You don't go to McDonald's in a different country.
Oh, this place is 5 stars. Oh yeah, but it's also really expensive, and then the
Yeah.
locals just bring you to a place that's all about as good, and it's like half the price.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
it
gotta
also
know
it
a
also
good
really
local place.
yeah, no, it also really helps in terms of what the places to go out are, because usually when you go like major cities and stuff, you have clubs, bars all over the place. So just ask the locals what are some good spots.
Right. Because they know where to get like good, cheaper food.
Like that's one of
Yeah.
the things, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
You also generally, if you're looking for like a tourist attraction on Google, you're gonna find some crazy bullshit. But if you just ask a local where to go, they've got a great place.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's also the fact that on tourist sites people pay for more advertisement and stuff. So it's more a case of they've thrown more money into it than they have better quality. It might be possible that they have better quality, but yeah, you'll hear that better from the locals than anything else. Plus, it's also a fun way to meet new people.
It is. It is a fun way to meet new people. Have you had any like formative or important experiences while traveling? Anything that really sticks out?
Important. I'm not sure about important. Most of my travels have been either stuff that I just want to see or visiting friends. Like last November, I went to Norway to see the Northern Lights.
Oh, hell yeah.
How was that?
That was really nice, though. You know all the colors that you see on the pictures?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's supposed to be green and purple and
Yeah, you
maybe
don't
a
see
little
that.
yellow.
The because the colors of the lights are actually too high up for our eyes to capture them.
Oh.
So while you do see the northern lights, it's more white grayish, unless it's like really a really big one. Then you can see some color into it, but it's still made for mostly whitish. You can see, but you do see it dancing around in the sky and stuff, and you can see the colors on just a camera, even on just on your phone. So you can still see it, but it was really nice. It was a nice experience. But yeah, other than that, like this month actually, I went to Croatia to see a
Ooh.
meteor shower, the Tears of Saint Lawrence, as well as
And how was
visiting a
that?
friend that lives there.
How was that?
That was nice. I actually caught a lot more than I saw a lot more and bigger stars than I caught last time I was there.
I assume the Tears of St. Lawrence is a shooting star event.
Yes, it's a meteor shower.
Ah.
It takes place around end July till beginning of September.
Okay.
Which, I just generally like space. It helps me calm down as well. Don't know why. I just like it.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, space is it's a beautiful and a very fucking cool thing.
It's also a little humbling looking up
It's
into the
definitely
stars.
humbling.
Like
Yeah,
you
it
just
makes you.
feel so small in a big, massive universe.
It's. I guess it's a good. It's a good reason why. Good reason why it calms people down, or me at least. It's like, why the problems are so small in the grand universe.
Yeah.
Is there any other places you'd like to go?
We've still got some places planned for this year still that I'm going, but I do definitely at one point want to visit Australia and New Zealand.
Hell yeah.
Maybe Japan. Like people are starting to talk me into it. Uh, Egypt to watch the pyramids. That was first and something I wasn't really interested in, but somebody actually talked me into wanting to see it. But yeah, no, it's not just the sites I want to see. Because another thing I've seen, somebody brought up the idea of gliding. You know, those triangle things with bar under it that you fly through the sky
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
Oh
like a hang
yes.
glider.
Yeah, I'm actually looking into doing that next year in Switzerland because
Hell yeah.
somebody brought that idea up to me, and then I just started researching into it, like literally this week.
Would you be the one
Con-
actually holding on to the hang glider?
no, you're gonna need training for that stuff. Same as with skydiving.
Okay.
Unless you've done certain amount of, unless you've done the training, they're not gonna allow you to do that because the
Uh-huh.
chances of
That's
that
fair.
stuff going wrong is too high. Then, and when it goes wrong, it's not gonna be a nice descent.
It's
Mhm.
not going to be surviving the descent, I imagine.
I suppose with the paragliding, it's possible if you land in trees and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Skydiving, I definitely don't think you're gonna surviving if you fuck that up.
I don't know. I feel like I could pull a parachute.
It's more controlling the parachute, I suppose. I did control it a little bit during the skydiving thing, but that wasn't with the guy still just telling me what to do and stuff.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, I
And
would have no clue how to control a parachute.
it's mostly the landing because if you don't land right, you can
Break
still
your
just break
legs.
your legs,
Yeah.
which is why I was not allowed to hold the parachute during the landing.
Mhm.
I want to go skydiving. I want to go
I
so
don't
I
know.
bad.
definitely recommend it. It is a nice view while going down. The wind pressure is insane though.
That's what I hear.
I mean, I have to imagine you're fucking falling.
Yeah. You were about to ask something, Mavrook?
Yes, I was going to ask if you've met anybody that was super interesting on your travels.
Ooh.
Actually, in the Norway trip, I came across while at the bar. We met some people while we were drinking there, and they then invited us to a house party the
Oh.
next day for the next
yeah.
day. So that was interesting because it's also kind of because in Norway the drinks are really expensive, so they do a lot of pre-drinking.
Mm.
So for the first like 4 hours or so, we were the next day we were at that house just doing pre-drinks and drinking games there.
Yeah.
We only met like 1 or 2 people at the bar the day before, and then there was just the entire house full of people we're just talking with.
Everyone's just chugging.
Yeah, it was interesting. Other than that, I've actually that was when I was younger. I met somebody from the Netherlands when I was, I don't know, 11, 12 years old, something like that. On a holiday with my parents to Turkey. And we met somebody there from the Netherlands that literally after the holiday, because he apparently he lived close by us, and after the holiday he also we were also in the same football team.
What?
Oh, wow.
How convenient.
Right?
Or what a weird coinkydink.
Yeah, no, that was interesting. So that went from just a few weeks of chilling at the pool and playing games and shit to just an entire year also playing football together. Well, you guys call it soccer.
I knew what you meant though.
Yeah, because I'm European.
Crazy
Yeah.
British people.
That's
I'm
not the reason.
British.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, do you? So, I mean, obviously, you enjoy traveling,
Yes.
but do you think? How would I phrase it this way? If someone were to ask you where they should travel, what would you recommend? Let's say me, right now, an American.
An American. The first question would be, what's your goal with traveling then? Because if your goal is to just go party, do stuff that you can't do in your local area because I don't know, you're worried about your reputation or there's just certain things that aren't allowed. Amsterdam, Berlin are good options for that kind of stuff. The nightlife is good in those locations. If on the other hand you really want to go for some sights, the mountains in Austria or Sweden is nice. So also you have winter sport in Austria and Switzerland. Other than that, you can go for to go for a cruise to get to more places at once. Which is actually I'm going to be going to my first cruise this November.
That's cool.
But yeah,
that's really cool.
Try going for sites or just certain things you might be interested in. Like as I said, the northern lights, the meteor shower, the mountain views. Different countries have really different phenomena. That's just very much of a good tourist attraction.
So the answer is effectively depends what the fuck you're looking for.
Yeah, pretty much.
That makes sense.
From what I hear, Nigel, it sounds like you like to do you like to experience shit.
Yeah.
Like go around the world and kind of experience it, and it doesn't matter exactly what it is as long as there's some
incentive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you go on this cruise, what is the incentive? Just to go to said countries? Or is it actually to go in and experience these countries individually?
It's a bit of both, actually, because there's 3 reasons, honestly. Because the first one is I am actually. It is actually going by some countries I haven't been to yet, like Italy, which is also giving us a tour in Rome while we're there.
That's awesome.
We're also going by Spain, which I've technically been, but I wasn't old enough to remember, so I'm not counting that I've been there.
Never counts when you're a baby. You don't pay
And
taxes.
Portugal, which is another place I haven't been yet. So those are one. It has 3 countries I haven't been yet. So that's a different experience too. It's again, I've never been on a cruise, so it's an experience to see what that is like. The main reason on this case actually, because it was kind of something that just came out of the blue, is the fact that a friend of mine who had a lot of money saved kind of got through a shitty period and then asked if I wanted to go on a holiday with him. And this is the one that we had set on because he needed to, kind of not calm down, like kind of wind out, I suppose.
Oh yeah, spend some time away and relax for a bit.
Yeah. So and then that's the kind of the thing that we decided on in the end.
Well, hell yeah, I'm glad that went well. I hope.
Yeah, it's going better now. Yeah. Mm, I feel like there was something I missed with saying about the travels, but nah, I forgot. So it can't be that important.
It can't have been important.
There's a lot we've been talking about, so if you
Yeah.
forget, that's okay.
Well, other than other than travel, do you feel like you've had any hobbies that have been really important to you and how you live and how you've grown? Anything that really feels important to your way of being?
Well, sporting a lot actually. I've done while growing up. I've always been doing a lot of sports. The longest was probably football. I did that for till I was like 16. I was a goalkeeper,
Oh,
Oh
but
wow.
hell yeah.
I had a very late growth spurt. So then when we went to the full field, the goal was a bit too big for me, so I had to stop. After that, I've done multiple martial arts.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I tried judo. I found it not fun, very boring, so I kind of quit that in less than a year. Then I did about 2 to 3 years of taekwondo.
Oh, hell yeah.
And yeah, then I kind of just got too busy with work and stuff to do like any major sports stuff. So now the sporting and stuff I do is more on my own, like exercises.
Sure. Well, and
Uh,
it's hard to take up something uh like taekwondo or martial arts because it sometimes it just takes a lot of your time.
it's definitely, and it's not very flexible in your schedules
Never is.
because it was always either Tuesday and Thursday or Monday and Wednesday. I forgot which one of the two it was.
Ooh.
But yeah, so usually 2 days a week, and then just the same times always. Which I guess should make it easier to plan around, but yeah, work is not always that flexible. But yeah,
No,
no,
if I was not working, then I would take up my like Muay Thai more.
oh,
Because that's
you've done Muay Thai.
that's what I do.
Nice.
I haven't done anything for a couple of months now, but I'm still punching a bag every other day or every other week or something.
I mean that's
But
good.
it's
You got to keep your body moving.
yeah, I just wish I could show up to the classes more.
Yeah, no, I fully get that. But yeah, no, as long as you keep your body moving, that's good. Because
Yeah,
actually not doing anything with your body is a lot more harmful than most substances that well, minor substances, I suppose, like smoking and drinking and stuff. Mm,
yeah.
but yeah, no, other hobbies than that, yeah, obviously, because I meet a lot of people through online, I do play a lot of online games. And
That's
that's caused me to actually meet various communities and
sure.
chill with them.
I mean, that's probably effectively how we met.
Yes, definitely. Because it's actually a pretty long chain how I met you, probably. Because it's
I imagine it is.
back when Friday the 13th came out on the PC. I was playing it, and back then I met Harry on that game.
Oh yeah.
Then, like a few weeks after, I met Harry, and that's the on the game because we kept playing Friday the 13th for a while. He invited me to a Discord server where everybody was playing Ark. That was with like Ramos and all of them.
Uh-huh.
That's how
wish
I
I was
met
a
Rom.
part of that.
That's how I met Ramos and stuff. And then eventually, a few years after that, the D&D stuff happened,
Uh-huh.
and that's how I
And I mean,
met you.
in the same backwards, I met Ramus because I was playing Rainbow Six Siege.
You met
That's
him on
crazy.
Rainbow.
No.
Yeah, okay. I was about.
I met
Look, he does
met
not seem like the guy that plays that.
He met my brother, and then my brother invited Malcolm
No.
to. No,
No.
I'm bad
I
then.
met Austin, and then we played Rainbow together for a while, and then we met Gilly,
Gotcha.
and she invited us to probably the same server that you guys played Ark on.
Yeah, that was on her server.
And
God,
then
that's so
I joined
cool.
Val's Games.
It took a while before you joined those games.
It did.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy that Austin's D&D game was kind of like your first game, Malcolm.
Yeah, basically it was. So I mean, I was in a D&D club in high school, but
Oh,
we
damn.
did like 10 sessions or so before we wrapped.
To be honest, that's more than most sessions actually last, and most campaigns actually last
That's
and stuff.
true.
A lot of
It really
campaigns,
is.
get like 3 sessions and then it stops.
Uh-huh.
If
I
they
feel
even
like
get
I'm being
past the
called out.
session 0.
I feel like I'm being called out. I have a D&D group that I haven't played with since like April. That's crazy. It's been that long.
I mean, it can be worse.
It's been 4 months.
One of the friends that lives here with me now, that he has some IRL friends of it. Well, back from the country he's from, that they started a D&D campaign.
Mm.
Uh, they've had 1 session a year so far,
Oof.
and
Wow.
actually, it's almost 2 years now that he had the last session.
That's rough.
Yeah, they're
I just
not. Scheduling is an issue.
Yeah, I imagine it is.
But no, I do have to say, in terms of having met a lot of different communities, online at least, I have to that over the years, like from when I started on playing online and all of that stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's switched a lot from just a area where everybody just messes around and plays and stuff to actual social circles nowadays.
Uh-huh.
sure.
Which brings its pros and its cons, I suppose. The pros is, yeah, people are generally a lot closer, meeting up and stuff, that kind of stuff. That's, I suppose, the pros. Cons is usually, yeah, drama. There, eventually, drama always happens. It's
I
happened in
don't know.
almost every community I've been a part of.
Online groups do feel like they are prone to drama for some reason.
It might also be because there's a lot less risk to physical consequences or real life
Oh yeah,
consequences.
that makes sense.
So you have people being a lot less restrained in their way of acting,
Mm.
responding, which is going to be negatively impacting certain images people have of them, which becomes a vicious circle. And eventually, after bottling it up, the people let it out, and then it becomes a group drama thing. That's something I've seen in a lot of Discord, in a lot of online groups, not necessarily Discord. It's just that Discord's the latest thing, which is why it popped into my head.
Discord's the one that you actually use, so that's the one that popped up.
At the moment, yes. I mean, I've had it. It's happened back in the days of Skype as well. It's happened back in the days of TeamSpeak.
Oh yeah.
I'm assuming Discord's not going to be around forever either.
I used to use
that's
Google
probably reasonable.
Hangouts.
Google Hangouts. I've never heard of that one.
My school used that one.
I was using it before schools started using it.
Oh, you got to it before it was not.
I was when I was cool.
I'm sure, buddy.
Wink.
Were you teaching the teachers how it worked, or?
No. I wish. It's not a good system, I could tell you that. It is now, but not when I was using it. You would have to call over and over again until your mic worked.
I got to it before it worked.
I had it before it was functional. You guys don't know how much we struggled.
You guys don't know how dog shit it was.
Back in my days.
It was so bad. 2012.
Oh god, that's 11 years ago.
Yeah,
Time flies, man. Time flies.
I was barely 11. I didn't even think about doing a podcast then.
All right, Nigel, I have a question for your logical brain.
Yes.
And I want your honest take on this. Do you believe nature or nurture affects a human being more?
I personally definitely believe in nurture more. It's I know this is like a concept that is discussed in biology a lot, and I know there have been certain tests that have been banned due to an
lack of ethics.
Consequences that were less than ideal. But in my scenario, it's more of the fact that while I've grown up with two brothers, a twin brother and an older brother that's only 1.5 years older than me. So in terms of nature, we are very different. In my opinion, at least. I don't look alike like my twin. We did go to different classes and stuff while we were going to school because the schools would not allow. It was seen as if you keep the brothers and stuff together, then they're going to be more reliant on each other with social stuff, and if you keep them apart, then they're going to be learning how to be more social with other people. That was the idea behind it.
That's cringe.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. In the end, I suppose it worked out. It's more of a case of I'm somewhat similar to my brother, but that's also because we grew up in the same house. But we are most definitely different in a lot of aspects, which is because we did while we grew up, we did hang out with different people. We did do different stuff. Which that would all apply to during nurture. It's the external factors you've grown up with, you were dealing with while learning. I am a lot more calm. He is a lot more impulsive. He's also a lot more actually social than me. He's very good. He's very good at making friends, regardless of where he is, where it goes. I might need to. I can talk with random people. I can chill with it. It just goes a bit rougher for me unless I've had a few drinks up. Well, he doesn't need any of that. He just walks in the middle of the group with a stupid grin on his face and just starts talking with people. Oh no, he's very charismatic. It's so And in that scenario, yeah, it's just in my eyes like the proof, in my opinion, that nurture affects more than nature. But yeah, I suppose this is one situation. There will probably be other situations which might seem like the other thing is more likely. A
But
single test is not really a full on answer, I suppose.
with you and your brother, it seems very clear that you're so
Nurture is more,
different
yeah.
despite being so similar at birth.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a twin.
It's not something that's really been kept secret
I
or
mean,
anything.
that's true because it's not like we hang out with your family or anything.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Well,
also my
speak for
brothers.
yourself, Shannon.
What?
My brothers don't really have an online presence, and they don't. My twin brother does play games every now and then, but that's pretty much strictly with the people that we know IRL, or he
Sure.
very rarely joins me when I'm just playing some games, and I just drag him with me.
Uh-huh.
My older brother, on the other hand, no, he doesn't really play online shit. I mean, he plays chess online.
Hell yeah. Chess.com, baby.
Yeah, no, he's also very good at it. He's
Good for
definitely
him.
the smartest of the three.
You had 3 brothers growing up?
I, I am part of the three.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Well, he's
Just
2
like
of 3.
2 of 3.
Yeah.
No, 1 of 3. You're 1 of 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you sure you aren't 2 people?
Do you count my ego as a separate person?
You know, I don't not.
You don't not. Okay, fair.
Nathan, be nice. You're so mean.
What I call myself
Yes.
I call myself
Yeah.
prideful for a reason. I do have an ego. It's also something that came up at work multiple times. Somebody just makes a comment, and then I'm like, "No, why would I be jealous? Have you seen me?"
Why would I be jealous? I'm fucking hot. Look at me.
I'm gorgeous.
Do you think you can do that? Do you know who you're talking to?
Uh,
I mean, there's some value in ego. Like,
Yeah, confidence is good, and
uh-huh.
I did used to actually have a pride issue. Like I know I have a pride, but
Mhm.
at one point it was an actual pride issue, as in the constant need to feel like I had to prove it because of it.
Oh, yeah.
Any smear on my pride was not acceptable. So the
Mhm.
moment somebody said something, I would try to completely prove them wrong, which really doesn't help for anyone.
was it proving wrong like when you already knew they were right, but you wanted to try and outwit them?
Oh no, 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 no. I am very much clear on when I should. Well, like it's mostly when I'm prideful is with stuff that I am actually confident in it or not. I'm not going to be confident in something I know nothing about.
That's
All that's
good.
gonna do is make me seem like an idiot.
Yeah.
But if I was confident in something and somebody challenged me on that, I used to just go full ham on that, turn it into a competition and everything. Which it just doesn't. It's not a healthy environment for anyone.
That's fair.
Which, but I've worked on that, so that's good.
I mean, that's ultimately the important part, right? Is like seeing that and putting effort into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the most difficult part is seeing stuff. If you don't,
Uh-huh.
I mean, seeing and actually acknowledging, I suppose.
Mhm.
Because as long as you don't do that, you're not going to actually find any possible ways of working on it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
When did that whole pride issue like become a problem?
I mean, it probably became a problem before I realized that it was a problem. Um, I realized it about 4 or 5 years ago that I may have maybe that I was excessively prideful.
Sure.
But when it became a problem, if I think back, that would probably be around when I turned 17, something like that. When I started, basically, probably when I started going out a lot and
Yeah.
just drinking, doing shit with friends and all that kind of stuff. Then
Oh, that's right, because isn't 16 the age?
not anymore. It was back when I was 16. The drinking age was 16, and
Yeah.
then like they did change it to 18 when I was 17, but that was like a month before I turned 18, so it didn't really affect me.
Jeez.
All right. Well, I have one final question for you before we wrap up here. I want you, and I know this might be a challenge, but to try your best to narrow, to tell me one single person who affected you the most throughout your life.
Hmm.
Whoever that is, whether that's a teacher or a parent or one of your brothers or a
Yeah,
bully, even.
no, that would probably be my twin brother. Yeah. Um, while growing up, I've been very close with my brothers.
Uh huh.
Like older brother, a bit less in the early years, of course, because when you're younger, the age difference is a lot. Even if in 1.5 year, the age difference has a lot bigger effect than when you grow older. But it's also because I said during the I was very emotional and stuff, which made school a bit of an issue and stuff initially,
Mm.
and eventually my twin brother was the one that actually, because I turned a bit like an introvert due to that.
Uh huh.
Holed up in my room a lot and all that stuff, and my twin brother pretty much pulled me out of that during which what we call here middle school, but yeah, that's during like year when you're 16 and that kind of when I was 16 and stuff. He dragged me out a lot more, so we went out. I chilled with his friends, drinking, going out, talking, and then also just eventually also just doing stuff besides going out with people. It made me a lot more social, a lot more open than just closing up in my room and staying silent a lot.
Mm.
So yeah, no, my twin brother is definitely the person that has affected me the most. That's like probably one of the most impactful moments that I'm talking about. Other than that, yeah, I have just been very close with him throughout my entire life.
Oh yeah.
That's good that you care for him that much, and he cares for you that much. I mean, not a lot of people have that with their siblings. Usually, it's a bad situation with their siblings, or not really a relationship at all. So it's kind of nice to see that for a change, especially
Yeah,
your twin sibling. Usually, that's a different story.
yeah, no, I have heard from a lot of people also that do have siblings and stuff that it's weird that I'm so close with my brothers. I do think
Mm.
for a big reason for it is the fact that we're not very close with our parents. On the other hand,
Sure.
which made us rely a lot more with each other. Um, it brought us closer in that regard, and that just kind of stuck with us. The very
Gotcha.
small difference in age also kind of helps because interests are generally going to be more aligned.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap her up. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us, Nigel. It
No,
was
it was
fun kind
fun.
of getting
Thank
to
you
know
for
you a
having
little
me.
bit.
Yes, we
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
Yeah, it
Uh,
was fun.
Thank you to Nadia Diaz for our podcast cover art. Her Instagram is at Arthead Creations on Instagram. That's going to be linked in the description. And then thank you to Jensen Kral, who made our intro and outro song for the podcast. Go check out his demo for his musical Tea Time. It's called Knocking on Doors. You can find it just about anywhere. Music related. So Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. That'll also be linked in the description, if I can get my words out. And then send us some questions. You can either DM me on Facebook, or Instagram, or just send it to our email. It's waiting 4 seconds, and the 4 is the number 4, not just the word. At gmail.com. Waiting 4 seconds at gmail.com. Check us out. Send us a question. Malcolm wants to hear your questions so we can ask the next person. But thank you again, Nigel, for coming and hanging out with us and for us to get to know you a little bit.
Oh, again, thank you for having
really
me.
appreciate it.
It was a good time.
But until next time, thanks for hanging out. Almost Jed.
Almost, Judd.